We're here with Paul Hebert from Wicked Tuna. The Wicked Pissa is with us again today. Paul's starting to become a regular on this show, gang. Thanks for joining us today. We got all kinds of cool stuff. You know, whenever Paul and I are together, it's going to be a fun show. And thank you, Paul, for joining us today. We got Elliot behind the scenes making sure this runs good. So welcome to the show again, Paul. What's going on?
Thanks, man. Just trying to stay warm up here. It's cold. I think I'm going to start taking some more trips down where you are. So
yeah, you got to come down and meet the monkey.
I got to get down and get some vacation time. So it's tough here. You can't do anything in this weather. The weather's right now it's 40 degrees, but it's actually snowing.
Yeah, you said it just started snowing right when we went live. Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'd have to buy a pair of shoes.
Yeah, I got boots. What size are you?
I am not wearing them. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get a haircut. I did not get a haircut, Matt Ryan. Welcome back.
Things have been moving right along here on our end with Wicked Tuna. They call it Wicked Tuna 2.0.
Oh, yeah.
So right now, Pilgrim Studios, they own it. So they're affiliated with another company and they combine themselves so they have a good push. These guys have a really good push for the show, and they put a lot of money behind it too. So they bought all the older episodes. They bought the 13 seasons, Lionsgate, and they're ready. They put all of us under contract.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, they put us under contract. So we would give them a couple of months to get out there and sell the show, but they're going to start doing that now. So, and you got to remember when we didn't get picked up again, it wasn't because the show wasn't any good. We were the highest rated show ever on National Geographic, 13 years in a row. So it wasn't because of that. It was because of a financial problem that they're having. Plus, they're going in a different route. You know, they may be going to 6 and 8 episode scripted shows. You know, like they did The Long Road Home a few years back. That was a scripted show. You know, using high-end, Hollywood elites to be in their shows.
Right.
So now that we're free agents, we just got signed up to be with Pilgrim Studios and Lionsgate. So here we go. Fingers crossed.
Right. Yeah. We don't really know what's going to happen, but yeah, you're moving in the right direction. I know when you were on the show last time, though, it was just going into the winter season, and you were talking about the fishing part. We're going to get more into the show and talking about the show in a minute, but the wintertime fishing there, you were just getting ready to start doing it. What was it like? How was the wintertime fishing for you before you put the boat out of the water?
So for tuna fishing, we fish all the way to the middle of December. So I sent you a couple photos of us catching tuna in December. So
yeah, you got a good one. You got a good one with that hat on. Was that December?
That there was November. That one there, yeah. Yeah.
You got a good one with a Santa Claus hat on, I saw.
That's the one in December. December 2nd, December 3rd. Yeah, we had a good run. We got 4 in a row. The first all the way to the 4th, we got them.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the weather turned really bad. And then in the middle of the month, it was shark-infested waters. It was awful. Poor beagles.
They come when that water gets cold, huh?
Yeah, it's insane. It was 45, 46 degrees, the water.
Sharks everywhere.
Everywhere. Wow. It was awful. We went through some serious fluorocarbon and a lot of hooks.
That's not good when you're trying to fish for a living.
Yeah.
That's not good.
We're looking for a hook and fluorocarbon sponsor now. You go through a lot.
Right.
They're a pain in the neck. But to fish in the wintertime here, a lot of the guys switched over to scalloping, because the lobstermen have slowed down. So things are hard. I hauled my boat out of the water. I don't do that. A lot of the other guys, some of them do rig their boat up for scallop dredging, and that starts April 1st.
Okay, and then like what? Like your type of boat, you're dragging what, a net behind the boat to get the scallops?
They
How'd you
dr-
get it?
they pull a dredge. It's a big, huge metal dredge. You can Google scallop dragging or scallop dredge, and they'll show you a picture of it. It weighs like 10,000 pounds.
Oh, there's a nice fish. What day was that?
Yeah. Yep, that's a good one. That was in December.
Okay, that's a nice one.
Yeah, all 100-inch.
All
See, you can
right.
tell it's December because I take everything off the boat. There's my buddy Frank.
Yeah, Frank.
He said I fought that harder than Jake Paul.
Oh wow,
That's why I sent that to you. He's hilarious. Yeah, Frank's one of the best.
nice.
He's so good to have on the boat.
So when you put a scallop drag on a boat like yours, doesn't that just rip the boat all to pieces?
Tears it to pieces.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of guys have
Oh, who's
different
this guy?
boats.
Who's this guy?
It's Jimmy Houston.
Yeah, it is. Look at that. That's not a largemouth bass.
Oh, he caught it. It was a 700 pounder. We tagged it. It was
Yeah,
Oh wow.
still running.
How long did he fight that fish for?
at least an hour and a half. Look at him. He
Okay.
was taking it.
Good job, Jimmy.
I'm telling you right now, I've been doing this a long time, and I've seen a lot of people, like muscle bound people, really strong people, give up in 60 seconds. He is 80 years old, and he fought that whole fish. None of us got on the rod. He did the whole entire fish.
Incredible.
Never stopped. He's
How
amazing.
fun is that? Tell the front part of this. The reason why he needed to go catch that fish is because another guy that everybody knows got to go catch a big one with you, and Jimmy had to catch a bigger one, right?
So Roland Martin and Jimmy Houston, they're really good friends. And Roland would always stick it to Jimmy and say that he's got a bigger fish than him. And I got a 600 pounder, 640 pounder. Now, finally, Jimmy went out tuna fishing and we caught one. So now he got his 711 pound, 100-inch tuna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he loves it.
Nice.
He loves
Hey
it. He
gang,
was
it's
phenomenal. What a
we
great
got
guy.
as you can see, Paul and I, we just love to talk fishing and we get into talking and we forget what we're doing sometimes. It's Deckhand Sports Friday. We got to give Dave Farron and the gang over at Deckhand Sports big kudos for allowing us to do this show every Friday. Dave, thank you very much. I know you'll be on the show here soon. Check it in. Paul, I sent Paul your phone number, so you guys will
Yeah.
get together after the show for sure. And then a lot of people are wondering, where am I at? Why am I not in the monkey room? We're going to go over all the videos. That's the new air coffin. I have a great video all about that, and we'll show that to you in a little bit too. But it's Deckhand Sports
Nice.
Friday, gang. The bags are incredible. But look
They
at
really are.
I'm in my buddy's pizza parlor. There he is. Evan right there. Paul, Evan's a huge fan.
Cheese pizza to go, Evan.
Yeah, I'll send it right over.
And right here at Pacific Beach, gang, this is his place. Seaside Pizza Company, right here, gang. Right down here in Pacific Beach. You can't go wrong. The pizza's incredible. He's ready. It's right. The location is everything, gang. When you come down here, you're right on the walkway. It's an unbelievable place. So make sure when you're in San Diego, you come down to PB and you go down here and you go to Seaside Pizza and tell Evan you saw him on the show. And Paul, whenever you get into San Diego, we'll come over here and see Evan, and we'll have a pizza.
Absolutely.
So that's where I'm at. Everybody that's wondering, we got a bunch of buddies that are on the show every single day. They have a million questions for you. I kind of told them that they would be able to ask you questions today, and they're fired up and excited about it. So,
Oh, good.
first question right here. Jason Cutter wants to know, how's the tuna fishing off the coast of Maine?
It's really good. In the summertime, it opens up June 1st. From June to August, it's really good fishing in Maine. You gotta remember how big Maine is. It's really, really big. The coast is really big. I mean, a lot of times we go there. Sometimes we have to drive 60 miles to get to where the fish are. Wherever the bulk of the fish are, that's where we're going to be. The main group of boats. So we're going to go where our best chance is. And usually it's in Maine, the beginning of the first couple of months.
Then we got my buddy Mike Lewis wants to know, that show Harpoon Hunters. Are you guys fishing in the same places they're fishing in?
Yeah, I grew up where they're fishing. That's where I'm from, Cape Cod Bay. I'm from Green Harbor. I know the guys on the show.
So did you and your brothers do that harpoon thing ever?
That's all we've ever done. I think one time I sent you a picture, didn't I, of a day harpooning? I can send it to you right now. I have it here, and you can show everybody. This was one day. There we go. There you go. That's one day. I think I'm like 18 years old. Well, back in the day, there was a harpoon category. It was like 54 tons, but there was only a dozen boats in the category. You couldn't bring any fishing rods. You couldn't bring anything but harpoons and a gaff. You couldn't have a fishing rod on the boat. And once that 54 tons was caught, that's it. You could not go tuna fishing in another category. You can't go rod and reeling. That's it. So we had a boat just for harpooning. We caught 13 that day. Harpooning.
On the harpoon.
Just harpoon, yeah.
That's crazy. I just got the picture. Just came through. That's
insane, right?
Yeah, I'm going to get it up on the show here in a minute.
Yeah, you turn that sideways, it'll blow up.
And then another one of our buddies, Matt, wanted to know, as far as the show goes, do you get along with any of those guys, one better than the other, or who's your best? Who's your buddy? Who's your pal?
Yeah, Dave Carrero was one of my closest friends. He has been before the show. So
that's
Dave and
tuna.com.
Yeah, tuna.com. Dave, yeah, we all get along good. I mean, a lot of people have butt heads with Tyler a lot. But
you even fished with him for a little while, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm cordial to everybody.
But you were on a boat with him.
I'm too old to have enemies. I don't have time. No, everyone gets along. We are very competitive amongst each other, though. When it comes down to it, you may have caught one, but I want two, or I want a bigger one.
Yeah.
Just the fishing itself, the way it is.
Gang, you guys don't understand. When the show first started, Paul was with Dave on his boat. When it first started, that's where we first got introduced to Dave and Paul. They were together.
I was the mate.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yep. It's been a pretty bitchin' run, hasn't it?
It was a beautiful run. Hopefully this gets back up and going, which I feel it's going to, because they don't have any ties to Disney or Nat Geo anymore. I mean, even the producers at National Geographic called us and said, we're going to miss you. And, the biggest thing they're going to miss is when we get picked up again, they're not going to work with us. because
Right.
they had fun working with us. It was just a higher up decision, you know.
Yep. Oh yeah. When it comes at the end of the day, it comes down to money. We know that. I almost got that picture up, gang. That's what I'm doing in the background while we're talking. If you're going,
So,
Dave
do
got
you
both.
guys? I want to ask a question to all the viewers.
There it
Does
is.
everyone like? Yeah, there I am.
Look at all that hair.
We caught 13 that day. 13
Wow.
giants.
So cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what were you gonna say?
Does everyone? What do they think about the harpoon show? Everyone has mixed feelings about it. It's not. I'm going to let you know. Harpooning is very, very boring. Like, you can be out there for 10 hours and see nothing and fall asleep in the tower. It's exhausting because you're driving around looking at an empty ocean. All of a sudden, somebody hits a light switch and there's fish as far as you can see. It's like when we go out on the long range boats and there's tunas breaking water everywhere and then it dies down. You don't see them for 8 hours. And then all of a sudden, late in the afternoon, they're jumping again.
Right.
It's exactly what it's like. When you're out there and it's good, there's nothing better than being on a pulpit. Nothing.
No, it's gotta be
Incredible.
pretty. The adrenaline rush is insane, right?
It's like hand feeding tuna in a chum slick. There's nothing like it. I love it.
The thing about it now, though, Paul, it's got to be almost impossible to make a living doing it because of the price of fuel.
The fuel and the price of everything else. I mean, darts are like $30 a piece now. They're not like $2.50 like they used to be. Everything's like the rope, the throw cord, the harpoons, the shanks. They're expensive now. Yeah, it's a lot harder now to make a living at it with just the fish. That's why you got to be versatile and do other things. That's why we do charters.
Right. You got to.
We
Yeah.
have to. Otherwise, I won't be able to sustain the boat that I have. You know,
And-
it's 35 grand just to have the boat before I go fishing. You know, with the marina and the insurance and everything to get it in the water. I mean, I just told you, $8,800 for a prop.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's before I even go in the water.
That's crazy.
Yeah, here's
My
what
bud-
it is. It's the business part of it.
You and I, last time you were on the show, we talked about this a little bit. Brian wasn't here, didn't see it. Why do you think that bluefin on the East Coast swims around in such shallow water compared to the fish on the West Coast?
It's because of the bait. The bait, and a good thing is they're not putting the windmills up. They stopped, they put a halt on that. So now everything will come in. These tunas will follow the bait fish and the pogies. If all these big seiners don't come, which they're kind of, it's up in the air what they're going to be doing because they have pogie seiners, mackerel draggers. If they can put a hold on them guys, the tunas will come right in Gloucester Harbor. I'll be able to fish right at the slip.
But here's something that you've been out on the sport boats out here on the West Coast. You see that you go out a half mile, it's 1,000 feet deep. On the
Yeah.
East Coast where you guys are at, you can go forever before it gets deep, right?
Oh, we don't get the depth you get. We got to go 60 miles and it gets 600 feet.
So
That's
that's
60 miles offshore.
so that's probably the main thing, gang. When you guys see us fishing in that deep water, we're the same distance off the beach that Paul's off the beach. It's just our bottom drops off immediately where they just have it just forever. It's just 60 feet deep forever.
Do you
It's
know we
crazy.
caught most of our tuna in 100 feet of water last year? 100 feet.
Nice. That's pretty dang shallow. That makes it kind of tough because
Yeah.
he can't go down. He just
They
goes
only
out.
go out.
Go,
Yeah,
"Ow."
the fish with Jimmy Houston, I think we were in 127 feet. And that fish took almost a mile of line on him. He reeled him all the way in, and then he took it again. He was like, I can't keep doing this. It was a good
Justin,
sport.
I'm sorry. Justin just came in on the show. Justin, you're at Catalina and you have 4 sea bass and 3 sheephead and a bunch of calicos and blue perch already right now. Are you being serious? If you are, jump on the show with me and Paul right now. That's the guy that you watch live lobster fishing, Paul.
Oh, he's out there right now?
Fishing at Catalina. It sounds like he's having a phenomenal day. I didn't even know you were going to be there, Justin. Wow. All right. Well, cool. There you go. That's me paying attention to my guys.
Yeah, let's see some fishing, man.
I don't even know where he's at. If you're over there, let's go. Paul would love to see how beautiful it looks at Catalina. It's snowing at Paul's house right now.
I would love to set this up and take you out tuna fishing and do this. A
Do the
live
live.
stream, everybody. Oh, I would love it.
We'll bring the gear. We'll come.
It would be awesome.
Me, you, and Elliot and Justin. Oh my God. It would
Yeah,
be
they're both
insane.
plenty big.
And you know what? There's a bunch of people that would pay a lot of money to come do it with us.
That would be so fun. So fun.
Oh yeah, it would. If you're here,
We
Justin,
do
if you're
that.
really on here, jump in.
I'm
So-
dead serious.
Good. We're gonna set it up. Me, you, and Elliot. We'll talk about it after the show. We'll get it set up for sure.
Yep.
So my buddy Mike Lewis has another question about the shocker. What's the shocker, Paul?
Okay, what it is, it's set up to a battery, and it's like an alternator, okay? And how we used to do it back in the old days is we had this little alternator hooked up to a little starter, and we would have a light bulb to transfer the electricity. That's all it is. It's like 2 volts or something to shock it. You don't want too much amperage in the fish because you'll burn the meat up. You just want to shock him so he stops swimming. And a lot of times that's what it's made of. They're like $1,000. Anyone could buy a Zappa. And
Okay.
what it does is it stops the fish from burning up is what it does. If you're going to harpoon, that's the way to do it. So the fish isn't swimming around with a harpoon like you've seen on the show where the shocker didn't work and that fish has to pull a rig around. You know, can you imagine how that must feel?
Right.
Right?
Terrible.
A lot of people think it's inhumane, but it's more humane to shock him instantly than have him fight with a big hole in his back.
Oh yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
it preserves the meat. The quality of the meat doesn't burn up from them, swimming 50 miles an hour.
Okay. And then does it shock the water or does the boat?
No. When it goes, it's going to go into the bloodstream for it to work.
Okay.
It's got to go into the blood so it gets to the heart.
There you go. Hopefully that answered your question, Mike Lewis. We got so many questions coming through here. I'm trying to read them and do all this. Yeah, Seawolf used to electrocute catfish back in the day. Devin Cruz wants to know, why does our bluefin taste better than yours? I guess that's going to be a just like the lobster.
Well,
Whatever
it
you want.
depends. Yeah, it depends on what time of year you get the bluefin. When you get our bluefin in the fall, there's nothing like it. It's absolutely amazing.
Here's Justin. What's going
Justin,
on,
what are you
Justin?
doing, man?
What's happening?
Let's see
Hey.
what we got.
Oh my
Oh,
God. Look at that
God.
weather, Paul. Look at that weather.
Oh, man.
Oh, and Paul may be on another white sea bass. Here we go.
Oh, you're
You should
killing
see the
me.
other cameras. Hey, Paul, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. Doing
You're
well.
very good.
I'm
Do you have
freezing my
legal
butt
white
off.
sea bass?
Huh?
Are
The
they
other camera
legal?
should be up.
No, are the sea bass legal?
No.
Okay.
One close, but that was it. There you go.
There you go. Look at that. Look at that weather. It's snowing where Paul is right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's snowing.
Wow.
Wow, that weather's incredible, Justin.
You want to see what we have for bait?
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul's just like me. Yep. That we want everything.
Well, here, I think
Yeah.
oh, here you go. Hook up. Another one. White sea bass.
Hey, nobody's ever done this before, huh, Paul Hebert?
Never. You gotta get this hooked up on my boat. We gotta go out this summer and do this.
You got to come out to SoCal and go do it with us, man.
Oh, I gotta do that all winter long.
Oh, anchovies. Oh, my very most favorite bait in the whole world. Oh, that's why the fish is so good right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
little chubs.
Candy.
Yeah.
Fish can't
Come
help.
back. Yes. Okay. Oh, too late. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I think this one's bit.
Justin, how are those new rods and reels working?
Absolutely amazing. Hold on one second.
What are you using? Let's see.
Run another one. Here we go.
This is crazy. We got Paul Hebert on the show, and we're watching Justin fish at Catalina. Come
There's
on.
a Okuma rod right there that Paul has. He's got a nice fish on. Let's see. Oh, and white sea bass.
That's pretty awesome. Oh, yeah. Look at that cute little sea bass.
They get big, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, 100
Yeah.
pounds. Yep. Pretty fun. Pretty cool. We'll keep you in the background here, Justin. We'll switch over to you every time you catch a fish, but we probably won't be able to switch over because you're catching so many damn fish.
I know. Don't worry. We have an ice chest
I
full.
want to know about their reels.
Go. What's that? Paul?
I want to know
What
about
was
their
that, Paul?
reel. How do you like them? How do you
These
like
things are
reels?
amazing. So, this one right here is the I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's the Seymour 3000
Yeah.
right there. That thing is freaking amazing. You can close the bell on it and then use the bait runner switch on the back and just let it sit there, and it'll
Bait
take off.
shooter.
The rod I'm using
Yeah.
is the Okuma Pixor. It's the Pixor 7'6". Oh, I think Paul's on.
Yeah.
15 to 30 pound line. So that thing is absolutely amazing. That's
Now the
this one. And
Okuma
then
makes
the other
those reels too, right?
one. Make which ones? Up, hook up. Oh, I lost it. What's that, Paul?
The Okuma, do they make those reels?
Yes, that is the Okuma. Here's another Okuma, which is the Cortez 5. And that's
Okay,
paired
that's what
with a
I'm looking
PCH
for.
rod.
Legitimate reels.
You didn't come
How are
out?
those? Those
Not
nice.
bad.
They look good.
Maybe
Yeah, this thing is really, really nice. I don't know if you can see it, but it's called the Cortez 5. So, really nice
Go
reel.
on that.
This one has like 480 yards of 30 pound braid.
Yep.
Yeah. We use like, I don't know, 40, 50 pound braid. And,
Yeah,
we're
so
only
the
fishing a couple 100 feet.
right now we're only at like 30 feet, but
Yeah.
they're pretty nice. It's the first time I really used these rods. They're really good, really good. I should probably set another one up with bait so we can catch more fish.
Yeah, come on, man. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, Justin, we'll check back in with you in a little bit, buddy. Thank you. I'm going to leave the cameras on so we can watch them in the background.
Okay.
We want to see some blood on the deck there.
Yeah, we do. What am I
So
doing
what do you
wrong
think?
here, Elliot? How do I get Paul on here? There we go. All right, perfect. Much better. There you go. So Paul just wants to watch Justin fish. Yeah,
I do. I haven't
really.
fished
Isn't that cool?
in a few months.
Isn't that
How
cool though that we're
beautiful
doing
the
these
water
live?
is, huh? So
Another
we
beautiful
definitely have to
California.
discuss coming down to the show there in San Diego.
Yeah, Arnie was asking if you're coming to Tuna Wars this year.
Well, yet it depends on what happens. None of us are sure what we're going to do because if they sell the show, they're going to want to start filming in June. So everyone's in the air this year. We
All
don't know
right.
when they're going to want to start. So we'll know everything in the next 30 days. By the end of April, we'll know exactly what's going on.
All right. That's good to know. Hey, we're going to show that quick video
Yeah.
that I was going to show a little bit ago about the deckhand sports bag. We made this great video at the PCS show, gang. Watch this real quick and we'll get back to Paul.
All right, gang, your saltwater guy, Captain Dave Hansen. We're over here in the Deckhand Sports booth at the Orange County Fairgrounds and Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival. I want you to see all these phenomenal products they have in the booth here. This is one of the best kill bags on the market, if not the best. These things, the zipper system on these, second to none. One hand, you can open and close this. You don't need to push it closed. You don't need all that garbage. The zipper system is phenomenal. Also, the phenomenal amount of tie downs. Everywhere there's a tie down. Every boat is different. So you need to have plenty of tie downs to tie these things down. Deckhand Sports makes a phenomenal product. Look at these little ice chests. These are awesome. Carry around the little backpacks. Where are the backpacks? I need a backpack.
Keeps that fish off the ice there. And the big benefit of this one is say you're on
these cool little backpacks. You see us on the live shows throwing our lobsters in here. Then you just throw it on your back and walk up to your car and go home. Pretty badass. Look at that. And they got big ones. They got small ones. They got that. Come over here, Elliot. Look at it. Here's the new air coffin that we show on the show every day. This is an unbelievable product. It goes right in this nice bag. You can carry it on and off the boat. Very easy. Look at me. I don't even have any muscles. I'm holding it up with one hand. You throw it on the deck, pump it up. The pump comes with it. You pump it right up, and then you got this killer ice chest ready to go. But it's not an ice chest. It's the Deckhand air coffin. Check it out. Go to deckhandsports.com and see all the phenomenal products they have to offer.
All right, Paul. We're back. What did I do here? What did I do wrong, Elliot? Help me. There we go. All right. So we got Justin still fishing. He's still catching fish in the corner. I see him over there fishing away. But we got so many people that want to know all about what you got going on, Paul. So let's talk about that show. The show's called Wicked Tuna. Most people got to know you from the show. You've been on the show since it started, right?
13 seasons. Very lucky. I feel very blessed to have been a part of it. But now what they're doing is Lionsgate joined up with Pilgrim Studios because they own the show. They're the production company. They're the ones who made the show. They're the ones who, found it. The founders of Wicked Tuna is Pilgrim Studios. But Pilgrim and Lionsgate, which is a big movie production company, they merged. And now they went because the reruns were still running on Disney Plus. And Nat Geo and Hulu, they bought them back. They bought all the reruns back from them. So and they retained all the captains for a couple of months so they can go out and sell the show now to, we're hoping like a great network will get it, like Discovery or something. So we're just waiting. We're just biting our fingernails right now. Waiting to see what happens.
The way the show goes, the way it's been since the beginning of time. Nothing is scripted. It's all whatever. So when you guys watch that show, when Paul told me when I first started talking to him, I don't even know, 10 years ago or whatever, you guys shoot miles and miles of film to get that show one episode, right?
30,000 hours a season. There's 30,000 hours of footage. 30,000
That's gotta
hours of footage.
It's got to be a gnarly show to edit. I can't even imagine.
I can't
And
even
they got-
imagine. My hat's off. Pilgrim Studios does a good job for what they have and all the work. It all depends on the story writers back in LA, how it comes out. Hopefully they like you.
So now that the new company bought it, is there anywhere that people can watch the old episodes, or is it all just canned right now, waiting to find out if someone's going to buy it?
Okay, Roku has the rights. It's got its own Wicked Tuna channel. If you go on Roku and punch in Wicked Tuna, it's got its own channel. It plays Wicked Tuna 24 hours a day.
Okay.
I
Because why I
think it
said
has
that.
over 200
there you go.
episodes on Roku.
There you go, gang. So something that's fun to do is to go look at those first few episodes when that first season is pretty amazing, Paul, because the editors and the guys that were videoing, they didn't really work. It didn't seem like they were working together, because you'd see Paul and Dave hook up on a tuna on a gold reel, fight it on a green reel, and then land it on an orange reel.
That, like, they were learning how to edit it. Like everyone, when you start a job, you make a lot of mistakes and you figure it out. Now they know they can use the raw footage now, because they're playing more of what we're doing is more appealing than the story they're trying to tell.
Right, exactly. Yeah, people know the characters now. They want to see it.
Yeah.
You don't get enough of Paul. There's too many characters. You don't get to see Paul as much as we all want to see Paul, but everybody's got to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, they had 8 boats in there the past couple years, Now I think it'll go down to like 6 boats or so, and we'll see more of our backstory, What do I do on the days off? Like, what are the mates doing? Like, this year, I gave them some ideas. It would be nice if we all had a bet for the biggest fish of the season. Like, all the captains go in. Oh, what a good scene that would be, though. You go in there, you say, okay, the season's beginning this weekend. This Friday is going to begin the season. Why don't we all just put a bet down, 5 or 10 grand for the biggest one overall? Aside of, what the show's doing, let's do it amongst ourselves, and we all put the money in for the biggest one of all. That way, whoever is going to be the biggest earner for the year on the show, you still have a chance. If you're in 3rd, 4th, or 5th place, you still have a chance to win, catching the biggest fish of the season. What are the tournaments all about? They're about the biggest fish, right?
Yeah. That would add some interest. That definitely would add some.
And I would like to see the mates. The mates have a bet as well. It'll make them more engaged, because let's face it, the mates don't have a lot of focus on them. But if they did something like that too, Yeah,
that would make it more fun for everybody. That's for sure.
It would make people more engaged.
There's a bunch of stuff that goes on that people don't know. And as far as making the bait, a lot of people want to know, how do you guys find your bait? Where do you find? Once in a while, they'll have a little clip of you guys jiggling up some bait, but it doesn't happen very often. But Matt Ryan was asking, Well, how do you guys find your bait? What are you doing to catch bait? How long does it take to catch it? Do you do that before you
Okay.
go out? Do it while you're out there?
When we go fishing, we go out we know where we're going to go. You either got to take a left to Jeffries or take a right to Stellwagen. Okay. There's two big banks that we fish. And depending on the weather and depending on the wind and the tides and the current, we figure out which way we want to go. Because the tides are everything out here and the wind direction is everything. So whenever you get to your spot, when you get to the area where you want to fish, you have to turn on your machine and find the bait. One thing which they don't show enough of, we have got to catch bait. That's why I was just saying we're kind of those reels right there, because we all jig. Every one of us are jigging all pretty much all day. They just don't show it. But the first thing we do is try to fill the live well with bait. Because if you don't have bait, you're not going to go tuna fishing. That's the number one thing is the bait.
Yeah. So, Matt Ryan, that's the main reason why you don't see it is because people aren't tuning in to see Paul catch a mackerel. They're tuning in to see Paul catch a 1,000-pound bluefin. So the editors
You got to remember
and the show,
every episode, Dave, is only like 43 minutes. It's an hour, but the other, 25 minutes is commercials. Yeah. Advertising is what it is.
right?
So, and they got, 6 or 8 boats. They got to get to all the story before they can show. They'd rather show, Marciano smoking a cigarette than me jigging bait, I guess.
yeah, way better. And then, yes, this is kind of important too. If we don't catch them, we're not going to make any money today.
100%.
Right? Yeah.
Day.
Over the rail and into the pail.
Over the rail and into the pail. Back to the dock to make the sail.
Yeah, Dave Marciano. So
Right.
What do you think some of the stuff that people haven't seen that goes on that you think would be good to let somebody on the inside of what's going on out there?
A lot of times, like I was just talking last week to Dave Carrero about this, like my mate, Lance, like last year or the year before, we had this really good scene. We were on our way out and Dave broke down like 2 miles before we got there. And I ended up towing him all the way back in. And Dave got his boat fixed when we got in. And then we both turned around and went out. And I missed my chance on catching one because the fish were there in the morning. And Dave is faster than me. So he got there, 45 minutes before I did. And he ended up getting one and I didn't. There's a lot of things, a lot of story that they don't put in the show because they don't have the time. If they did 2-hour episodes, they'd have plenty of time. But it's only an hour an episode, and how they put it together is we don't have any say in how they put the show together at all. We just make sure we give them the footage. So we hope that some of the stuff gets in there, but there's a lot of stuff that does not even make the cut floor, that we've done that are great.
So do you guys have a camera guy on your boat with you, or are you guys in charge of the cameras?
No, we have a camera guy. He does the voice. He's an audio tech and a producer. So he's all in one. And he changes all the discs and the GoPros. And all the GoPros are wired to the battery of the boat because I got a generator. So I got a big inverter. So it charges it keeps the GoPros running 24 hours a day. From the time we leave the dock and from the time we get back to the dock, Those GoPros are running 24 hours a day, nonstop.
Okay, well there you
So they
go,
have
gang.
plenty of footage to use.
That's what's going on, and that
Yeah, what you guys see, what the audience sees, is like, I don't know, probably 3 minutes a day, maybe on each boat, maybe 5 at most.
and just I'm not taking anything away from your show. You guys are super popular, and I love what you do. But that's the difference between what you guys are watching with Justin fishing live at lobster fishing.
Yeah.
Like before we went live with Paul just now, Paul and I were talking. Paul watches the live lobster shows just like all of you guys. I know you don't see him saying anything, but he's watching, and he was going,
I
"Yeah, it was a
love
little slow. He was a little slow the other night." I'm like, "Yeah, it was." But Lisa, he watches you out there doing it. Lisa's on here right now. He watched you doing it. He watches you fishing. And the thing about what we do compared to what they're doing, there's no editing on what we're doing. So if it sucks, it sucks. If it's bad, it's bad. If Justin breaks down, you get to watch the whole drama. Where Paul was saying it'd be cool to kind of see some of that backstage drama. Those boats just don't always run freely. They break down just like anybody else's. Anything mechanical breaks down, gang. Paul, you've had many.
Always. Always. You know, I spend a lot of time prepping that boat to get ready for the cameras. I mean, a lot of time, a lot of money to make sure everything's right. And then after the boat's all set, I got to work on the gear. And that's usually the first thing people work on is the gear. It's the last thing I work on, you know, because you want everything to run right. You got to get the boat ready. These big boats, man, they're comfortable. They're very comfortable, but they're getting pretty expensive to run. So we've seen that this year without filming the show. It's another source of income is what it is for us being commercial fishermen, because it's very difficult making a living with all the regulations that we have. You know, the U.S., we have a quota system. We can't keep them like you guys can out in California. They have to be 73 inches or bigger for us to keep a tuna fish. So, and we see a lot of fish 5 inches. What we do is we tag them and let them go so we can see their habits. Yeah, that's a great video with Jimmy.
Yeah, that whole regulation thing, Paul, we're under a whole bunch of attacks out here on the West Coast all the time. They do not want us fishing anymore, period. And they're after our fish. That's what it feels like,
right?
No, it's exactly what it is. They do not want you fishing. They don't even want you looking at fish. They don't even want you observing fish. They want you to sit inside and stare at the TV and let them tell us what to do.
Do you know how many people in this world that love fishing that has saved their life? Like so many people could have gone down the wrong road, but they found fishing and hunting as a release and a sport and a passion. Can you imagine how many people it saved and they want to get rid of it?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense, but we're doing something here on the West Coast that no one's ever done before. We're rallying the troops and we're showing up at these Zoom meetings in mass numbers, where you and I used to have to drive 2 hours to go sit at a meeting and get nothing out of it, while we look at 5 people that we have to talk to that are all getting paid a phenomenal amount of money. Hey, Deckhand Sports just entered the show. Welcome, Dave Farron. I gave Paul your number. He's going to give you a call today. You guys are going to get together and talk. He's got some great ideas for your bags to help him out. Custom kill bags. You guys can work on that. Make it the Paul Hebert's, the Wicked Pisser series or whatever, Paul Hebert series. He's got some ideas for you, Dave, so he'll give you a call. But back to what I'm talking about, Paul, saving fishing. If we could get you guys involved in this too, we will jump into all the meetings on your coast. If you guys jump into all the meetings on our coast, it's a Zoom type style meeting. The more of us that show up, it's going to be harder and harder for them to close stuff, I believe, because we're showing up.
I
Where we
believe
never
that
showed up.
too. Yeah.
We, the
Yeah.
people, never showed up. We're trying to make a living. But if we can do it on our phone while we're driving, or we can do it while we're at work, we'll show up. But we still
100%.
got to be able to
Yeah.
eat.
Everyone
So
has
that's
a
what we're doing.
phone that has this on it. Everyone has a
Exactly.
link to it. Yeah.
So we'll be
I don't
working
think
with
I've met
Paul then,
anybody.
gang. Listen. Yeah, I don't think I've met anybody lately that doesn't have a phone either, Paul. Did we lose you?
Yeah. No, I'm here.
Okay. What are you thinking? Another closure?
Hope not. I hope not. Well, we need more quotas, what it is. We would be all good if they could give us another 500 tons. You got to remember the U.S. has 1,250 metric tons of tuna. All the other countries have 30,000 tons. We only have 1,250 tons. Like, what is wrong with us?
They'd rather we buy fish from foreign nations.
That's
It's so
insane.
sad. We're not
Absolutely
allowed to buy
insane.
our own seafood.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think
I don't know
together, if
where
we,
that's coming from.
no, I
I
think we
got
do.
wild turkeys in my yard. The turkeys are crossing the street. They live in my yard here. The turkeys.
I was wondering what you were looking at.
Yeah, they're huge too. Yeah, they hang out. There's a family, like I seen all the little ones a couple months ago. There was like 25 of them. There's a whole bunch. There's like 2 or 3 of them right there walking right across my yard. I hope
So,
they're
gang,
here right around Thanksgiving.
we're gonna have Paul with us for a few more minutes. If you guys have any questions you haven't got in, or if I missed a question, put it back up there and we'll ask him whatever you guys want to ask him about. And we're gonna be here for about 8-9 more minutes. Then we're gonna get going. I gotta go to the airport. I'm flying back home today. I just came up here to pick up some of Kelly's packages again. I gotta fly up to San Diego, Paul, to get Kelly stuff from Amazon.
Oh, no, sir. They won't ship it out to you?
They will, but it'll take a couple weeks. She needs it now.
Oh, how long of a trip is that?
Evan. I was just calling the pizza guy. He has some people here to order a pizza. The trip,
How
it's
long
an
of a
hour
trip
and
is that,
45
Dave?
minutes. Hour and 45 minutes.
By plane?
Yeah. The other day, me and my
What a
buddy
nice guy.
drove up to get Kelly a new couch.
Wow.
All right. Paul, how cold is it out there when you guys are fishing?
Well, in the summertime, it's 100 degrees. And in the fall, it's pretty cold in the fall. It's 50 degrees. It's cold. It can get down, 30 degrees. It can get cold in December. But usually in the summertime, it's like Hawaii in the summertime. Beautiful.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine, though, in the
Absolutely.
summertime when it's 100 degrees and it's 100% humidity and you guys are fishing.
That's why we have air conditioners.
Nice.
The boats are
that's-
loaded. So if anybody wants to come up here and try it, just go to my website. And they
Yeah.
can
How can they get a hold of you if they want to charter you?
just go right on the website, Wicked Pissa Fishing. And the website will come right up.
There you go, gang. You can jump in there. Do you got a chance to show that to everybody? Elliot, can you grab that website, throw it up on the screen there for a minute? Elliot's having internet problems down there where he's at. Doesn't
I
seem like
can't
it's
believe
working.
mine's doing okay because it is crappy out here. Very, very dark, very cloudy and snowing.
Oh, Elliot, can you throw up Paul's website real quick on the site so people can figure out how to book him on a trip? And then what's the site called? Wicked Pisser Fishing, right?
Yep. Yep. Wicked Pissa, PISSAH, fishing.com.
And then
That's
while
it.
we're looking at Paul's website, gang, Jason Cutter has a question. What other charters do you offer besides tuna?
We offer haddock charters. We do haddock and cod charters, and we do those in the month of May all the way up to like the end of the first week of June, because it was really, really good last year, the first week of June.
Okay.
But usually in the month of May, it's so much fun, and it's 15 haddock per person. You can take up to 6 people.
And there's the pricing right there, gang, for you. So you
Yeah,
can get a hold of
everything's
Paul
right on the
there.
website.
Perfect. And then another guy was asking, when you're out there tuna fishing, what's your bycatch like? Mostly sharks? What is it?
Well, a lot of sharks. We get makos, poor beagles, blue dogs, thresher sharks. We got a lot of thresher sharks. So
We
I
like
do
those.
have the shark endorsement. I got my permit a couple weeks ago. I did get the shark endorsement. So if we ever out there on a charter and we catch a thresher or a poor beagle or a mako, the charter can have that. I'll clean it up for them so they can take that home with them too. A lot of people like shark. I was
Oh.
pretty amazed at how many people like it.
And one of our buddies, Mike Lewis, wanted to know if we charter your boat, we catch a big tuna, do we keep the tuna or do you sell it?
We sell the tuna because it's going to get a federal tag. And then what I do is I give you a percentage of the fish off of another trip. So we don't offer people money, but we offer them, like I'll give them 20% or something of whatever the fish brings. I'll give them like 20% of the fish off of another trip. So they could get a charter and probably get $500 off.
Yeah, I would probably tell them, yeah, if it wasn't for the federal permit thing, yeah, you get 1,000-pound fish, you can take it.
Shit. Yeah,
you can take it. If you get a
we got
1,000-pounder, you can take it. We're going to make videos of you taking it too. I want to see you put it in your pocket and carry it up to your Uber car. And put it in
You know what happens?
the-
So let me tell you, at the end of the year, like in November, if you want to come out and catch like a 70-inch tuna and take it home, we usually catch 2 or 3 of those a day in the month of November. And these guys can't even take home all the meat. The charters, they can't even, they're like, this is too much for us. We don't know what to do with it. We catch them all the time in November. November's the month. The middle of October through the month of November is when all the, 70, 75-inch, 70-inch fish, that's when they come in. And the charters keep everything under 73.
Oh, okay. And so if it's under 73, it can't be sold, but
the charter gets it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
And Tud, I think you got to go with me and Elliot and go do the video, go do the show, go do a couple of days fishing with Paul live out there. You, me, and Larry, Tut, Larry.
If you guys came like the first week of November, we would catch at least 2 fish every day. It's unbelievable fishing because nobody's out there, just a couple charter boats, myself.com, hard merchandise, fat tuna, maybe Tyler on the pinwheel, he'll be out there, but that's it. Nobody else goes tuna fishing. And there's so many fish out there. It's crazy because everybody has to wait for December because we get 30 tons to fish on for giants in December. So we got to wait for the first of the month, and nobody's out there all November. The fish are out there having a free for all, and there's a lot of them. Yeah,
Nice. And then how come I never see any of you guys dragging the kite around with the flying fish?
Yeah, we really don't have to. We just go out, put a live bait out, and we hook right up.
Okay, there you go. That's another thing. Has anybody ever tried that?
They have. A lot of people have tried trolling, but it's difficult because you got so many boats anchored up. It's a different, some people do catch them trolling here with squid bars and daisy chains, but not as much as putting a live bait on. When they're chasing the mackerel.
I don't remember what season it was, but it seemed like everybody was doing. There was one season, Paul, where everybody was green sticking.
That was down in Carolina, North Carolina. Yeah, that's where you troll because it's 1,000 feet deep. It's like where you guys are. You can't anchor out there.
No one's flying the rubber flying fish down there where they're green sticking?
They do when they're in Carolina because there is flying fish there. Yeah. Yeah. I remember yellowfin. I remember green sticking for yellowfin, and they weren't touching the squid. So we changed them up and we put the flying fish on there, and we were catching them every time we would troll around on the flying fish.
Well, I think me and all my members.
I don't know.
I think me and all my members got to get together and come see you in November. It sounds like we're going to do a field trip.
The first week of November would be unbelievable. It would be insane.
There you go, guys. We're on a mission to get out there and go fishing with Paul now. And we'll be reaching out to you, Paul, as these closures keep coming up. We'll be asking you to help us out on this and maybe come to some of these meetings with us during the Zoom meeting. And just that would kind of shock the system if they heard your voice on that Zoom call.
Absolutely.
So, gang, anybody else got anything they want to bring up real quick before we let Paul and Elliot go, guys? Anything at all? We got a couple seconds here is all we got. Paul's got a bunch of stuff to do. He's getting ready to go on vacation with his lady. And I got to go get my passport and get to the airport. And Elliot's got to get his internet fixed. He's going to kill somebody.
You're a good man taking care of your wife like that. You're a good man, Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you her phone number so you can tell her. Gang, after the show, I'm gonna do a quick video with my buddy here. I don't know what's going on with Justin. We may click in live after this and do live fishing out of Catalina. But we all want to thank you, Paul, for coming on here with us today and being a part of the show. And maybe we can kick back and watch Justin fish for a little while after the show. Maybe we'll go live. What do you think? Should we go live, Elliot?
Absolutely. I think it'd be great.
So I think maybe we'll go live with Justin. Justin, can you hear us? Justin, can you hear us?
Yes, I hear you.
Should we go live fishing? Or are you almost done?
Yeah, we can go live fishing.
Okay, so we'll end the show with Paul, and then we'll click back on
Hook
live.
up.
Catalina.
We just moved spots and we're hooked up already.
Let's watch him catch another fish, Paul.
Oh, can anyone name this fish?
Oh, butter right there, baby. Show his little whisker on his chin.
Okay, hold on.
What do I get if I name it right?
Well, how about anyone watching?
Oh. When those are around, guy, there's a pretty good chance there's some white sea bass around. Anybody got a name real quick?
You want to keep them?
Or I'm going to tell
Huh?
them.
Really, really good, like butter. Okay, yeah.
Oh, Paul, you got to keep that. It's so good to eat. That's a yellowfin croaker, everyone. A yellowfin croaker.
As soon as Paul heard that, what you said, he's like, "Oh yeah, I want to keep it."
Yeah, they're good eating, boy.
We got
All
we got a boat. We are the only ones out here, literally following us now.
I would follow you if I was out there, wouldn't you, Paul?
Hell yeah. You keep catching them.
Yeah. Yeah, you got.
It's so calm out, I'd put the fenders over and tie right next to you. Look how calm it is.
It is beautiful out here.
All right, so we're going to pull the show down, the podcast down, so Elliot can send it out on Spotify, Apple, Megaphone, and then we're going to click back in to live fishing. And Paul, if you want to jump in there and join us on the live fishing and talk to Justin while he's doing it, you can. It's up to you. If you don't have anything to do, you can watch it. If you do, whatever. But we're going to jump out of here right now. Paul, I want to thank you very much for being a part of the show today.
Absolutely.
That was fun. It's always fun to hang out with you.
Yeah.
An hour just goes by like that.
Yeah, it does.
All right, everybody.
Streams.
Have a great day. Turn off the news. They're all lying. Wait, give us about 10 minutes.